So Google has done a doodle today for Mother's Day, apparently. I wasn't sure what this was going to be about. And it's for Mother's Day. Now, in previous years, I haven't checked the last couple, but I remember a few years ago, they did a doodle for Mother's Day, and they did not do a doodle for Father's Day. So we'll have to check back and see if they do a doodle for Father's Day. But when you go to you click on this, like I did, it tells you it's Mother's Day. We come down and we look at the stories about Mother's Day. Kind of sad stuff. Mother's Day isn't a celebration for everyone. That's the first story they put up. And then we talk about Mother's Day can be painful. That's right next to the first story. And they do talk about NPR, many ways to celebrate Mom, okay. Here's another top story. What to do when Mother's Day is filled with unprocessed hurt. So again, pushing negativity, which is what they like to do over anything remotely traditional. Right now, you're probably not going to see anything about fathers. You're probably going to see a lot of single mothers, and they're doing everything they can to let's see what we got here. Let's go to this story. Isn't a celebration for everybody. This is a CNN story. And they're going to talk about how sad it is. Mother's Day could be difficult. Okay. Born into a family without a mother, with a single father. 2 fathers. Wow. 2 fathers. Or non-binary parents. So they're pushing the gender kind of LGBTQ agenda and pushing disappointment, essentially. Talking about grief. These are the things that you wouldn't see even 10 years ago. Certainly not when I was a child. Plan ahead, whatever you're feeling. The therapist. You can find joy in, all this negativity and a lot of negativity here. Let's see what the other one. So many ways to celebrate Mom. Here's a positive one. Maybe that's good. You forgot to get something. Okay, good. That's just a standard story we would have seen 10 years ago. Somehow it snuck in here. Here's NPR. Mother's Day can be painful. Again, just talking about how it's painful. Committed to diversity. Look at that. Edward Jones. The weeks ahead. Let's see. Fraught with reminders urging people to shop and celebrate. And the most I put shop in there. It's always about shopping, pushing a marketing agenda, because that's how they make money. They want to add that. Make sure you remember it's about shopping. Companies offering subscribers the chance to opt out of, I guess, trigger emails that might make people feel unhappy because of the coronavirus pandemic. And they're still on that. Still on the coronavirus. This is NPR. National rhymes with something you'd call a cat radio. Another word for a cat. NPR. Trigger days. There's another cool word we like. This is NPR. Let's see. It's so everybody's focusing on hurt. Give yourself permission to cancel plans. So here we go with NBC, which is totally liberal, always push. I learned to accept my mom and her failures. So putting down Mom on Mother's Day, these are top stories on Google. I'm hoping my kids can do the same. So automatically a focus on negativity. Maybe your mom's failure is that there's no dad. Did you think about that? That your mom was not thinking properly, and she chose a man that was unworthy, or she herself was so unworthy that she chased off a man or chased him into alcoholism or something along those lines. Probably so. Or she just made a really bad choice with who to breed with, probably because the government was facilitating her types of behavior, promiscuous behavior that didn't think more than 5 minutes down the road or something like that. A day created for the expression of love isn't always an occasion for joy and togetherness. Talking about being estranged as a mother, let's see. As a mother, I was often reassured that parenting my 6 small children would be easier. Okay, focus on mistakes. Again, this is what Google is supplying you with. Mom of a slain tarot card reader. That's New York Post. Put a happy face. Happiest Mother's Day, bringing in a child. I guess that's a good story. Let's see what other news we got. So Mother's Day can be painful. Here's one we didn't see. Mother's Day, I want to stop screaming into the void. I don't think we saw this. Yeah, so another negative story, screaming into the void. Negativity of giving birth. At least there's a husband there, squeezing the life out of my husband's hand. So giving birth is a negative experience. Let's make sure to focus on that. We got to scare people away from having children, especially the kind of people that read the news, because they're probably the responsible ones. We want less of them in our country because they are harder to control than the people that will never take a look at an article like this. Emotional and physical cost and financial costs. All this propaganda, all these points written by this woman, whoever she is. And then, okay, miscarriage. Wanting to point out you might lose your baby. This is all Mother's Day stuff. These are the top stories. When do you think we're going to get into some positive stuff? Mother's Day movie marathon. So again, tying Mother's Day to celebrity. Oh, look at that. Social media celebrates Mother's Day with MILF, which means a mother I'd like to, and you can imagine what the F stands for. Okay, that's another one that Forbes puts on. This is the media. This is what's being promoted by Google, who runs the internet, everybody. I hope you can see this. You know, you might not be awake to this. Isn't a celebration for everybody. I think we saw this one. Anyway, sentimental cards. Maybe we didn't. This might be another. Hold the same emotions. Yeah, we didn't see this one, I think. Could be difficult. Mother's Day is difficult. Am I missing something? Mental health. Grief is a reaction. Here's one. New Mamas, Mother's Day from TMZ. Again, celebrity associated. So the one time they try and make it happy, we see an anorexic celebrity who looks like she's on crack and living on Skid Row. I don't know who this is. It's the most normal looking one. Here's like another one, hip hop. Naomi Campbell, is she having kids? What is she, 60 years old? But anyway, it's the celebrity orientation that's interesting. And these are your top stories. So what do we get on page 2? We'll get to the end here. It's just to show you what is being put out by the biggest influencing company on the planet, Google. Okay, something about the history of Mother's Day. That's okay. Mother's Day is gaslighting. So again, another from salon.com, another negative story. Mother's Day is gaslighting. We celebrate moms for one day while keeping them down all other times. Do you think they're going to say we celebrate fathers one day by keeping them down all other times, which they do with their advertisements? Always making the dad look like an idiot. Always making him look like it's the mother, then the kids, then the dog, then the dad. So I do believe, let's say, now she's talking about her ex-husband leaving our family shortly after our child was born. Well, that's either because you are hard to live with or you chose somebody that was no good. So either way, it's your fault, Mom, in this case. Let's see here. Mother's Day gifts. Again, promoting shopping. They're promoting commercialism with Mother's Day. Remember, it's always got to be about spending money. Now, here's an SNL sketch. I haven't watched SNL in years because it's no longer funny. It's a political propaganda show. SNL celebrates Mother's Day by poking fun at decorative signs. It starts out with something nice. Life doesn't come with a manual, comes with a mother. Oh, how sweet. But then, as they explain in this, it begins to turn when she starts receiving negative gifts. So again, SNL on NBC, making Mother's Day look bad. Here's another story. Why the founder of Mother's Day hated the holiday. So again, they're pushing Mother's Day, but then they're making it look negative over and over again. Here's another sad one. I lost my mother to cancer 10 years ago. All negative. Well, maybe you shouldn't have kids is what they're saying because you don't want your child to lose you someday. We're all going to die. Cancer is a big one. Probably because of the polio vaccine. Right? Another celebrity worship, Kris Jenner. One more page, and we'll get out of here. Celebrity worship. This one's probably okay. My husband and I will make my brothers, and I will. So way buried in page 3 is a positive story. Here's celebrity worship, best Mother Day movies to stream. They want to make sure you're tied into their socializing media to make sure you think the way they want you to think. If I remember, this story is about a single mom. I don't remember. It's one of those weak 2000s movies. Every movie since at some point in the 90s has been very weak. Just about. There's a few good ones. 7 News is honoring amazing mothers at the DMV. Now, that's an all right story, I think. Here's a thank you to hero moms. Hero moms in your life. Remember the mothers who are caring for you. This is Forbes. Around the world. Look at this, what they're pushing down here. It looks like 2 single moms. We don't see dad anywhere. This is a mom and her children. Now, maybe the dad was kidnapped by the Ukrainians and forced to fight. I don't know, but she could be, like a lot of Ukrainians, a single mom. And they're pushing that hoax of the Ukraine war on us, run by NATO and pushed by NATO so that they can build more war. So the war machine can make more money and they can build more instruments of war. COVID-19 shows up in this. Still breastfeeding when she started working on the COVID-19. So we got to also hear about COVID-19, which people are forgetting about, and they hate that. Okay, I don't know how that works into Mother's Day. They managed to work the Ukraine into Mother's Day. Here's another one. Ukraine, safety would be the perfect Mother's Day gift. Pushing the Ukraine hoax. So again, that's the final one. And now you get an idea of what's going on.